Yams is what you would think, but it's actually a story of a college girl who's struggling to find her place in the world. And with your help and a little bit of godly meddling, you'll be able to find Sachi the future she's been dreaming of. Anyway, this game, you're a god, and you live in this apartment. Okay, but you're like not really even a god. You're like an employee kind of god, because you have a supervisor coming in to check on you every now and then. And how are you even a god again? You can't even go out of the room. But okay, so you're a god, and this girl comes in, and she's in college, and she's a little confused with what to do with her life, and it's your job to point her to the path of a bright future, or a neutral future, or even a bad future. Any type of future actually works in this game. So, to do that, you have to increase her stats and have those stats aligned with the right markers so she can go have that specific future. To gain stats, you have to go around the house and nudge her to do random tasks. Each task corresponds to a stat. Exercising makes her stamina grow, cooking makes femininity grow, and doing, what's even going on? You get the point. Each day is on a timer, so you have to strategically pick which tasks to do every day, so that by the end of day 10, she'll make up her mind and chase after that specific future. There are 20 endings, meaning there are 20 futures for our gal Sachi to unlock, and they vary from respectable, like doctor, daycare lady, to very ambitious goals like president or running track at the Olympics. I wish you could just wake up one day from being a slacker college kid to running in the Olympics. But yeah, Sachi could do it, I guess. Or Sachi could be a streamer.
Hi everyone! 今日は街中ぶらり散歩をしていきます。たくさん今日もいいにゃん。
And then it goes stupid with it, like having Sachi being abducted by aliens. I don't know who came up with that. And then there's the Demon King thing. Oh my god. But the best ending of all. The voice actress had fun with that one. Yeah, no, this game is dumb. This game is dumb, but it has its poignant moments. You know, it has moments of pause where the writing takes center stage. There are moments where Sachi talks about being unmotivated and jealous of her friends. She talks about how she feels left out when people are talking about things they like. Horsey! Yeah, the game is bipolar like that. Because the writing is pretty serious and depressing and non-degenerate at all, but you have this degenerate pervert game that lets you become a doctor if you eat a banana 15 times. Or ride a Sibian, oh my god. And in theory, it sounds like a fun, wholesome, yet degenerate game at the same time. In theory, it sounds really fun, but the devil is in the details, and if you put this game in a magnifying glass, man, it just falls apart. First off, this game is advertised as somewhat of a sim game where you're like a god and you're lightly nudging this girl to the right path. I figured it would be a little life sim where, you know, it's Tamagotchi, but girl. But nah, you press a thing, she does a thing. You press a thing, she does a thing. The character you're supposed to care for has no agency. She has no choice in her decision. It's all you. The illusion that these are Sachi's dreams and these are Sachi's decisions just disappear with how they made it. If that's the case, just give us control of Sachi. Let us control her directly instead of this point and click thing. I just feel like it breaks the game on a conceptual level. And there's a lot of wonkiness in the gameplay too, like when Sachi is studying and you have a task queued up to eat a banana. Girl sits down and has to stand up again just to sit down and eat the banana. Why? Why, game? There are also some features that lead to nowhere, including the ability to touch Sachi. I know it's meant to tease her and get her reactions, but it really feels weak here. There isn't much to it. In fact, touching her just makes you more upset because you run out the clock. Sachi won't get her 100 stamina point for eating the 50th banana. I don't know. There's also this thing where if you're bored, you can tell Sachi to do a pose, but the poses are kind of weak and it doesn't really do anything. It also runs out the clock again, which makes you more upset at these features. I'm frustrated because they have parts of a really good game, but the execution is just... Okay, I'm a bit being overly harsh. This is a degenerate game, not a super serious game, but even for the pure novelty of being a pervy game, it just lacks that oomph, if you know what I'm talking about, like the other games. Yes, there are other pervy games on the Switch, and one even has Joy-Con feedback for slapping them anime thighs, oh my god. So I do mean it when I say that this game lacks that oomph. And it seems to be weird in that it wants to be a pervy game, but at the same time, it wants to tell this fascinating story about a quarter-life crisis. Like, pick one. Ideally, you'd want to focus on both features, but if you lack time or budget, just perfect one aspect of the game. I finished the old game, and you can easily finish it by reloading your old saves and lining the stats up to their respective ending, but it's really tedious as heck. I mean, if you already have your stats lined up, you basically just sit there and do nothing. You can't even touch and try random tasks, because they affect the stats. Now, the good thing about finishing all throughout are the unlockables. You know, you get hair, underwear, costumes, and yeah, I unlocked everything. I mean, I paid for it, so you don't think I'm gonna try and see all the pervy stuff they have for me? And yeah, they're pretty alright. It's about the border that Nintendo allows pervy content, but it's just pretty dumb how when the next day comes, the costume resets. Like, seriously, I have to go to the changing menu again? And if you know me, I have a high tolerance for tedium. I'm usually very forgiving of it. I mean, I gave high marks to Eastward, despite it being a little bit frustrating, but this game just grinded my gears, man. I didn't like how the system to gain stats is you just basically watching a series of animations play out in a queue. There are some things to like about this game though, including the focus on mental health and getting over a slump and finding your identity, and Sachi is just this lovable goofball that you want to root for. All in all, the funny endings and funny writing carry this game. But to get to those funny endings and the cute costumes and all the other good stuff, you have to do the tedious game. And if the weakness is your gameplay itself, the main thing you're doing, it's not a very good game, is it? If you want a degenerate game just for pure novelty, stick with Reflections, man. 4 out of 10. D, whatever.